success stories, how a woman got to where she is today, including all the hard stuff, the detours, the roadblocks, the bumps along the way. That's what this show is all about. I believe that successful women think differently. And the woman you are about to meet started showing the business community what she was made of at only 18 when she won her local newspaper's Entrepreneur of the Year award. And she's been climbing the ladder towards success ever since. She is now the CEO and the founder of Nickerson PR, an award-winning full-service communications agency offering an integrated blend of public relations, social media, digital content, creative services, and events expertise. And there is so much more. Lisa Nickerson is her name, and this is her story. Lisa, welcome to the story behind her success.
Good morning, Candy.
It is so nice to have you here. You got your new story behind her success mug.
I'm all excited.
And you're dressed in nothing but clothing made and manufactured and sold and designed by women.
Yes.
Why is that so important to you?
Well, as a women-owned business, and most of our work is primarily in the real estate industry, so we are primarily a male-based, men-based industry. And so it's important that we're able to make our mark as a woman, right? And support one another. And often when I'm speaking or when I'm at things, somebody might ask, where did you get that? Or who designed that? And I realized that if I could be wearing something that was by a local woman or made by a woman, that I could just give them a little bit of an oomph while I was wearing that. And so over the years, I've tried to, support local women and buy their clothes or wear them. But I decided when I was asked to do this podcast, I thought, what better than to start now with a commitment to always wearing women designed and owned clothing.
And you look like $1 million.
Well, thank you.
Isn't it so true that we all stand on each other's shoulders is right?
I think we have to. And I think that that's one of the biggest things that I've learned, particularly over the past decade, is that I could lean on women more and that they could lean on me more. And that's a big part of why I'm where I am now, is because of the people I've surrounded myself by.
It's a big part of your story, isn't it?
Right.
Let's start with your company. You're a full-service communications agency. Can you tell me a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Sure. Well, let me back up just a little bit, because I started in commercial real estate and I loved commercial real estate. But a big part of my story is that I started having children when I was much younger. I was married when I was 24. I had my first son at 25, my second son at 27, and my daughter at 29. And that's super relevant to the story because it is really hard to build a business in commercial real estate when you have 3 babies at home. And at the time, 20 years ago, the question would come up, well, don't you want to be home with your baby? Or how long will you be out again? And it was challenging. So when I got pregnant with Cassie, I decided that I was going to be the person doing the marketing strategy on the team so that I could have more flexibility and work more from home. So that's really how the company started. I started working on our projects from home, and then some of our clients started to ask if I could do some contract work. And what I thought was, I might have another couple of years of this contract work, which would keep me in the loop, and then I can go back into full-scale commercial real estate. Well, as my mom always says, Lisa plans and God laughs. And what I ended up doing is actually getting divorced and saying, well, I'm going to have my own company so that I have more of a master of control in my life. And I started the business, which was Nickerson PR.
Isn't it interesting about how certain circumstances in our lives lead us to where we are today?
Well, absolutely. And particularly when you look at the job of parenting, you look at the job of your career, you look at the job of who you are as a parent in each relationship. And it's more work. I don't want to say it's more work than I anticipated, but I bit off a lot. And so.
But you're pretty fearless, aren't you?
That I am. But I would say that one of the biggest things I've learned over the past, let's say 20 years, is learning to balance it better. Because in being fearless, sometimes that's getting excited about something and going down that road and saying, oh, and I have to do this though. Oh, and I have to make dinner. Oh, and I, need to be at this play. And I think that that's been when I give younger women advice, that's one of the biggest things that I talk about is how do you find that balance? And saying that without sounding cliche,
Sure.
right? But
You were recently recognized as one of Boston's most powerful women in real estate. Congratulations. You were
thank you.
also featured on Chronicle, the news magazine, as Greater Boston's real estate expert. So, what do you love about this niche? What do you love about real estate?
I have loved real estate and everything about it since high school. I actually, at one point, thought I wanted to be an architect. Another point, I thought I was going to be a developer. Real estate is what real estate is what defines where we are every day and how we live. So whether it's your house and where you live in your house or what your house looks like or the interior design and how you are excited about it, or where you work, right? So when I was in commercial real estate and hold on, can you, oh, that's throwing me off. Do you mind?
Absolutely.
Okay, sorry. Can I start that over? Is that
Of course
okay?
you can. Do you want me to ask you the question
Yes,
one
would you
more time?
mind? Would you mind?
You got it.
Okay.
3, 2, and 1. You were recently recognized as one of Boston's most powerful women in real estate. Congratulations. You were also featured on Chronicle, the news magazine, as Greater Boston's real estate expert. So, Lisa, my question is, what do you love about real estate? What do you love about this niche? What does it make you tick? I can see by the look on your face you love it.
I have loved real estate since I was in high school. And at one point, I thought I wanted to be an architect. I love everything about the art of real estate, the architecture. I love interiors. And when you think about it, real estate is your home. It's where you work. It's how you feel when you're at any place. And when I was in commercial real estate, I used to say to people, this is where you'll spend more time than anywhere else. So you need to be inspired when you're at work. And you want to be inspired by the things that are around you. And actually, over the past 25 years while I've been in real estate, I've watched this really evolve too into placemaking and planned development. And those words actually mean so much to the general public.
And particularly to millennials now, the work-life balance, being in a place of comfort
Comfort and what makes them happy.
and creativity.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exciting stuff.
So I love it.
Walk me through your day, because I think it starts very early and I think it ends very, very late. Walk me through your day.
So, honestly, I get up in the morning. I try and get a workout in. I recently got 2 puppies, and I have to take them for a run or a walk in the morning. So that was sort of a self-forced way of needing to do that. But when we get to work, so there's 2 companies actually. There's Nickerson PR, which is people relations, and that is all about how we affect people and how people affect us, both our brands, our businesses. But a second company entirely is Nickerson Real Estate Partners. I started that about 5 years ago, and that is on-site new construction sales, leasing, and property management.
And you still hold your real estate license, don't you?
I do. So, and I started that company again, sort of out of a necessity. We were working on projects and working with sales teams, and the broker side of me kicked back in.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I think we can do this. And so I built that company out too. And so we're doing sales, and we just started property management this year. And the 2 companies support each other.
It sounds like there's never a dull moment. It sounds pretty exciting.
No, and I love it. And then also very important to me is my philanthropy. I've been on the board of Housing Families for 12 years. I've supported a lot of different charities. And then I love my women-related associations. So Boston Women in Media and Entertainment I've got some great stories about why that has been such an important part of my life.
Tell me.
Well, it starts with when I was introduced to you. I was working with Lauren Mackler as a coach. And I think a lot of times women don't see coaches as much as they could. And then they may not admit to it either.
Oh, that's so true.
Right? But Tom Brady has a coach, right? I mean, everybody has I'm going to kill that part too. But, I was trying to think of, not Tom Brady. Who's another person that's like...
So many successful women have coaches, but
Right.
they don't always reveal that they do.
Right. So I was working with Lauren Mackler, and she really changed my life. And she said to me one day, would you like to go to Candy O'Terry's house? And she's having a Women in Media and Entertainment event. And I thought, oh, well, that's interesting. And when I
I hope my house was clean that day. That's all I got to say.
But I went, and to be honest, I was a little intimidated. I am actually so used to working with so many men all of the time. And I went, and I expected the women to all know each other or to be interested in sort of what they were talking about. And I got there and I didn't know anybody. And I found everybody to be so interesting and so gracious and so helpful. And I found you to be so like, oh, so nice to meet you, and how can I help you? And I thought, wow, this is an amazing group of people. And I was so honored to be asked to be on the board later on. And every time I go to one of our events, the women that I meet and that I end up doing business with, and I now become friends with, or now socially, it all comes back to that first time coming to your house.
Thank you. I never knew that story.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. Thank you. Thank you.
And then since then, I've gotten more involved with what's called Women's Leadership Institute with Urban Land Institute. Mm-hmm. So ULI is a very prominent real estate organization. And WLI, Women's Leadership Institute, is something I've been very involved in because, again, women are the minority in commercial real estate. So just recently, they restructured and it became a council. So very important to ULI as a whole. And I'm co-chairing the WLI Council. And we're really just reinvigorating this program into something that isn't just another committee or another organization, but how do we come together and really create an impact for one another outside of, oh, I'll just help you, or we talk about mentors and sponsors, but when we get together, how can we be more impactful with one another? And that's really our goal. So I'm really excited about that too.
There are always naysayers out there, Lisa. People who are very happy to tell you you can't do something. Who is your biggest supporter